Alright guys, welcome back to this fourth episode of our Satisfactory Let's Play. I had a lot of fun last episode getting that coal power plant set up. It took quite a bit of time, and so I know it was a lot of flashing and so forth. And then of course, I know I said I had fixed the audio, and then right at the end there, the audio had just gone kerplunk. I guess I was just so tired after filming that. It probably took me, what, 8 hours of filming. I got so tired that I wasn't actually looking, close to my microphone. So hopefully that fixes itself now. I've been doing quite a bit more tweaking, so I just want to make sure the audio is just crisp and perfect. But with that out of the way, as you can see with our to-do list, we have a couple things we need to do. I want to rebuild the factory. Right now, it's flat. That's the word I guess I'm looking for. It's pretty flat. Now, of course, I know we want to show progression, so I'm not really going to be showing a lot of the rebuilding. I'll kind of give you some progress updates as I rebuild, but I'm going to take pretty much everything down, rebuild it, and kind of do... I've watched a lot of videos of vertical manifolds, and so I think I kind of want to... vertical manifolds, and so I think I want to give that a try and see how that looks. So we'll have some taller buildings. I also spent 10 hours off camera just syncing a lot of items so that way I could unlock a bunch of stuff. So I've got stuff that we need to do some building, but yeah, we're gonna do rebuild the factories. Once I have those done, I'm also going to make room to put in tractor stations, because we're going to need to move these resources to other factories. Once I have some of those set up, I'm going to go over here. There is 3 nodes. I think it's like right here. There's 3 normal nodes right over there that I'm going to dedicate all of those to making screws. I also did get the alternate recipes. I think it was like, casted screws was the alternate recipe name. So that way I can go straight from iron ingots to screws. And that's what I was looking for there. Because obviously if you use just the default recipe, the factory gets pretty massive when you're trying to produce, 4,000, 8,000, 16,000 screws a minute type of deal. Which of course, once we get closer to mid to end game, we're going to be needing to produce, that 16 to almost 32,000 screws per minute. We're going to need to do that just so we can keep up with all of our other productions. So I'll dedicate those 3 iron nodes to making casted screws, and then from there combine all the tractor stations we need to start to make a reinforced iron plate factory as well. Hopefully I can get some more steel. So we have a coal node right up there, and then we have these 2 iron nodes right there. I think that might be a pure coal, and then these are 2 normal iron, so that's good. I also did unlock the alternate recipe, I believe, for, let's see, the steel bars, which I might do, steel ingots. Yeah, so the iron ingots with coal to make the steel ingots, which is a slightly better process. It requires 1 less coal and one less iron to get the same output. So, and it's a faster output too, so that's super nice. So yeah, hopefully we can get some more steel, and then of course I'll set up overflow systems to make a lot of tickets. So with that out of the way, let me go ahead and get started with tearing this stuff down, and then we'll come back to when I have an update. Hopefully I'll have a couple of things built. So see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, it's been probably 3 or 4 days since that last recording there. I actually came down with the flu, and so I've been feeling pretty sick. But I was finally able to get back on and basically get that first to-do list done. It's going to be quite of a shocker. A lot has changed, but the rebuild the factories is done. So let me give you guys the big reveal. Yeah. So I did those vertical manifolds. So yeah, let's let's just get a look from up here. I built this little walkway here for us. So you can kind of see what we've got over here. Just some basic buildings. I'm still working on unlocking some cosmetic stuff, but I think for right now they'll serve their purpose. And they're also expandable, so once I get Mark III and I want to do overclocking, then I can just expand the buildings up. But this is obviously our iron plate production. You can see as they come out right over here, they'll go into some industrial bins and then get synced with overflow. We'll hook up some tractor stations just right up here, and then transport them off over there. And then of course we have I believe this is our wire production right here. You know, we make our way over here. You'll notice that I took down the temporary steel production. I actually moved that over. I was able to unlock a lot of the alternate recipes. So I'm now making a lot of steel now. But that right there is our copper sheeting. And then this big building right here is our iron rods that we're making there. And then this building right over here is our steel production. So I have two normal iron nodes, and I'm using the alternate recipe for this. So these iron nodes go into this building, which makes iron ingots. Those iron ingots then feed into the smeltery, as well as the production of the steel beams and the steel pipes. Of course, I haven't really touched... Whoa, okay. I haven't touched our concrete yet, so I'm still running on Mark I without any overclocking. But I haven't really had a need for concrete in a little while. But if we come back over here, you'll see I have marked the area for the screws. I think I'm going to go slightly out of order here, so instead of building the tractor stations, I want to get the screw factory up, and that location is going to be right over, let's see, let's get past this building, and that's going to be right over there where you see that beam. That beam is marked where there are 3 normal iron nodes, and I'll just build a little factory. It'll look just like this, like one of these buildings, and I'll put it right over there. I'll also spend some time kind of showing you how I built these, so that way you guys can get an idea of, you know, what vertical manifolds look like if you aren't versed in that realm. So I'll show a little bit of the building tips and so forth, and then after that we'll get working on the tractor station. So let me tear all this scaffolding down, and I'll meet you guys right on over there. See you guys in a minute. Okay guys, so I got started on the screw factory here. You can see we have the 3 miners here. I do have them overclocked at 200%, so they are producing I believe 240 each per minute. And I got started on the iron ingot production. So this is just what I wanted to show you. This is the same vertical manifold that you'll see throughout the other buildings that I have off in the distance. So what you'll see here is you'll have the line from the miner going right here into the splitter, and those splits off into just Mark I belts. Goes right into the furnaces right here, and then goes up to the next floor. We'll go upstairs here in a second. Obviously these come out and go into these mergers, and then the merger will come out into another vertical manifold that will help make our screws. We'll probably have to do 3 vertical manifold buildings, just because we don't have like Mark IV belts and so forth. So we have to scale this proportionally to our tech level. So I'll have to, you know, kind of just build off into the distance. But you can see we have ingots coming down here, so let me just walk you upstairs and we can take a look at how this works up here. So it's the same basic idea, although the splitter is now facing the other direction. So I flipped it 180 and now it's facing that way. So this this line coming in and the splitter downstairs is facing south. This splitter is now facing north. You can see that the output of this, you can see is coming out that way. So the output is facing north. Same thing with the merger. You have the input facing south and the output facing north, now going down. So when we go upstairs, we'll put a conveyor lift here and a conveyor lift here, and we'll grab a Mark III lift and see that connects and brings the iron up, and this will be the connector that brings it down, just like that. So because of the amount of iron that we're producing here, I'm gonna have to double this size for all three. So I have 2 layers here. I'm gonna do 4 layers, so that way we have 100% efficiency there. So I'll build 4 more layers here. 2 more layers here, 2 more layers here, 2 more layers here. So a total of 6 layers. And then I'll get working on building the vertical manifolds for the actual screw outputs. So we'll just go ahead and blip to when I'm getting started, or almost relatively done to those screw outputs. So I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, so I got the rest of the smelting, or the smeltery done for the iron ingots for our screws. Now you can see we have the 4 layers, and then I have 3 outputs right there, and they're all running along this little tunnel here, and then I have it going into this massive structure here. And so you can see we have 3 different lanes here. Now because of the output, I have to structure these into 4x3s. So you can see we have 3 lanes, but then they're 4 deep. So what will happen is we will run splitters underneath here. One will go down here, and then bring up 1 layer, and we'll do that splitter vertical manifold for each layer. So we'll have to go up, and these are 3 tall, so we'll have 6 in each tower here. So yeah, lots of constructors, but we should have, let's see, what is it, 16 Mark III belts of screws. So that's we're gonna be doing 240 per tower, and we have 16 towers. Oops, sorry, that's times. So that's almost 4,000 screws per minute that we'll be making, if I did that math correctly. So now all I have to do is just put down the constructors and then the logistics inside, get it all powered up, and then we'll have the outputs running. So what I'll probably end up doing is doing probably like 3, so either 2 or 3 Mark III belts running along here, and then either 2 or 3 running along here, or sorry, either 3 or 4 running along here, and then 3 or 4 running along this side, and then either 2 or 3 running on this side. So we'll have them all running all the way down here, and then we'll put them into industrial bins and so forth. Once we have that done, we can finally set up our tractor stations and get product moving. We do have that coal node that's over here, right here, I believe. Let's see, can I click? Yeah, so it's like down there that you can see. And we're not using that anymore. So that's where, right over here was where our steel production was, and we were using those 2 impure nodes that were over here, and that normal coal node right here. I'm going to dedicate this normal coal node right here to fuel for our tractors. So that's what we're going to do. We'll flash back to when I have the rest of this done. And then we'll get started on the tractor stations. See you guys in a minute. Alright, so we've got the screw factory done. I'll give you guys a little bit of a tour on how it is all planned out, but now we've got that marked off. Let's just go ahead and tear this down. And as you can see, we've got all of these belts. I think we've got 16 belts, something like that. all running at max speed, 100% efficiency, and all running into awesome sinks. So I did just recently clear this out, so that's why that's at zero tickets, but we're making a lot of sprues. But if we head on in here, we can kind of get a little idea of what we're dealing with here. I've got a little bit of scaffolding right here that I'll take down once I'm done giving you guys this little tour. Oh, come on. Right there. Okay, there we go. So, again, it's just the simple vertical manifold. They all come up. And you can see the top floor here. So it's 3 floors by 4 right there that you can see. And we have screws just rocking and rolling right there. If we want to take a look at the distribution underneath, take a look at this. The iron ingots come in, goes into this splitter, goes up, as you can see right here. Goes goes up right here, as you can see. And then continues up that manifold for this tower. And then it splits off and then goes into this splitter. It just goes off and repeats until it gets to the last one here. And then it just goes straight up. So that's what we've got underneath. And then that's what it looks like on top. So now that we have that done, I'll do all the cleanup stuff off camera. But let's go ahead and head over to where we are planning our tractor station. I'm going to start with the fueling station. That's over by that pole that I mentioned. So let's jump out of here. Jump right there. And see if we can get there in a hop, skip, and a jump here. Right over here. And I love these Blade Runners. I don't know how we could survive without them. We'll just hop right on up here. And I'll probably build the fueling station right here. So let's tear that down. And let's grab just some of these. Just so we have that. And while we're on our way down, let's also convert this to concrete because we're bougie like that. Let's also just make sure that I don't think this is a Mark III miner. So let's go ahead and convert this into a Mark III miner. Let's see. Nope, that's Mark I. So let's tear that down. Get rid of that. And let's put down a Mark III, Mark II miner right there. And then of course, to be honest, we don't really need to overclock this. Oh, and I forgot this is a pure node. Okay. Yeah, we don't need to overclock this, so we'll just grab this. Upgrade these belts. Make sure that we can connect power to this. We will want power. And let's just grab that right here. We'll just run this power line all the way over to our main grid. We'll wrap around this rock. And we will connect it up right down. Ooh, right down. Come on, right there. Okay. So now we've got that powered. And then of course we're gonna need to power the truck station. That will go right here. So let's extend this belt up. Right here. Let's bring this guy all the way up here. Perfect. And then let's lay down some foundations for the truck station. So I did spend some tickets working on getting the materials for roads and stuff like that. So for instance, if we go into the customizer, we've got the asphalt. And then I also believe, let's see. Yeah, I don't have the ink cartridges, but I've got stuff to make them. So as you can see here, we have the patterned lines basically, so we can do some fancy roads there. And then I also got, let's see, what is it, organization? Yeah. So I also got some street lights as well that we can use to, you know, make it look more like a road. So nevertheless, let's put down that truck station. We'll want to extend this out a bit more. Bring this down. Okay. And let's grab that truck station here. Yeah, so that looks fine. Let's not have it too central. Let's maybe put it like, bring it up a bit. Ooh, right there. I think that's fine. Gives us plenty of room to do some logistics, and then of course plenty of room to, you know, jet out and all that kind of stuff. So let's connect this, and I believe we want this to do, I think we want this to split, right? Yeah, so we'll do a splitter. Just ooh, like that. Let's bring this bad boy up, and then this guy connects into there, and then this guy connects into there. Okay, and so now with that said, this will provide fuel for the truck, which we can put down here. So when the truck comes in and stops by, it'll pick up coal, but then it will also refuel. So this will refuel the truck, and then this will be the coal transported to other truck stations and so forth. So that way we can power our logistics and so forth, or power our transportation of items. Like for instance, our next goal is the reinforced plates. So we'll bring screws and we'll bring iron plates to a factory to make reinforced plates. Just like that. But I will say, unfortunately, we are out of time. I want to get this episode out as soon as possible. So at least we have this right here. But next episode we will work on the reinforced plates, as well as probably modular frames, because we are going to need quite a few of those to build, basically mass produce these truck stations and tractors and so forth. Because we do need to make a lot of modular frames for that. Not to mention modular frames, and I believe steel. Let me see, do I have enough? Yeah, let's put one of these down real quick. It's modular frames, oh, and steel beams, yep, to make versatile frameworks. So we'll need to bring those modular frames that we'll make during next episode, as well as the steel beams that we have over there. And then of course we need the automated wiring, which we're not actually currently making stators, so we'll have to make a stator factory as well. So next episode is reinforced plates, modular frames, and then hopefully I can also put in some stators as well as all the truck stations needed for that. And then I'll probably save the rest of that content for the space elevator project for the following episode. I actually have a plan to maybe use either this area or this area right here over the void and make a very circular, fun looking building. And I'll actually make that a permanent production factory for all space elevator parts. So for those of you who haven't played the game, I know a lot of people tend to tear down their factories that make the space elevator parts, maybe because they think, oh, it's going to be a new product. Well, what's funny is you'll actually need these products to do the next phase. So for instance, the automated wiring, I believe, is also going to be needed for the adaptive control units. So you'll need to constantly make automated wiring for the next phase. And then for the adaptive control units, does that make the I can't remember, but like the phase 4 product, you know, you'll need like 40,000 adaptive control units, which in turn requires, I think it's like 260,000 automated wiring. It's crazy numbers to complete this game. But my plan is to do a permanent factory basically for that. And I'll build a fun circular type factory right here or right here for the space elevator, and just build a factory that will consistently make those products. But I am out of time, guys, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on that bell notification, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.